Olympic Stadium, and Gunn leads the applause from the other end of the ground, and Norwich City have taken the lead here brilliantly.
Great ball in, looking for it. Look at Matthias, is always struggling with his header, and if there's one player Norwich would have wanted in that situation, you can bet your life it would have been Jeremy Goss. Rob Newman tries to nick in Mark Robbins. You can see how Matthias is struggling to get any distance in the header, and that is a magnificent, magnificent finish from Jeremy Goss.
Well, in preparing for this game, Norwich have felt that Bayern Munich are weak defensively. It hasn't shown in their results, but it has shown if you study the shape of the game, and well, it's certainly worth the overtures from Gunn there to greet the goal. But really, the first push forward with any penetration, it's produced a goal. So shortly after Mark Robbins was injured, and Robbins looking towards the touchline to suggest that he might not be able to stay in this game.
They've actually coped very well.
We've seen one potentially dangerous corner from Ziege already. But that with far too much swerve. Well, we were wondering whether it would be a penalty. Mark Bowen came sneaking in, and Norwich City are on cloud nine here in Munich. 2-0.
The first thing is, this is a stick-on penalty. Look at him climbing all over Sutton. Did they go to sleep? And look at Mark Bowen. Just guides a beautiful header. Make no mistake, this is a lovely header. But he's all over. Look at that. That's a penalty. But Bowen isn't waiting and guides a great header into the corner. This is just getting better and better for Mike Walker's side.
Well, I think the Bayern players must have stopped for a moment thinking that it was going to be a penalty. Brian Gunn has got a new dance going strongly here, echoed on the bench. But here come Bayern.
You know, you see that again and you say, did the Bayern Munich players stop? I don't think they did, Mark. I think that Mark Bowen just gambled. He's got himself in there and thought, I'm gambling, they're all going to miss it, and he's got lucky, but he's finished it wonderfully well.
Such. Goss. Cut out by Ziege. Pryor gets it back. Not thinking about keeping it at 2-0. Wanting to try and pick out a cross there towards Such, who got into the centre. Ziege. But Nerlinger came in then with a terrific leap and a downward header. It's really the first we've seen of him in the penalty area, but what a powerful effort it was.
It's a fabulous cross from Jorginho right away, but the Norwich players are saying there was a push there at the back. I'm not so sure myself. There may be some contact, Martin, but the one thing there is a very good header on the end of this cross. Look at the way he digs that out. That's going to cause problems. The minute it leaves his foot, there isn't a push at all to be seen. And Nerlinger, well, it leaves Brian Gunn totally helpless. Look at the power he gets in that header. Goalkeeper's no chance.
Power and placement, and Norwich, who first and foremost really will be wanting to see it through. Jorginho trying to deliver another ball to help bring Bayern level before half-time. The Norwich nerve is under scrutiny here. And that was an excellent piece of defending by Goss. Not so easy for Mike Walker's men to get out of their own half at the moment. And here's Valencia.
Well, I'm delighted it was Valencia that ended up taking that and not Ziege. Really, Martin, because he didn't look comfortable on his left side. You could see all the time he was going through, he was trying to work onto his right foot. It's one of the few times they just go to sleep a little bit, looking to play offside. And look at the three bearing down, but...
Well, now,
there's trouble in there.
Norwich Angry with Helmer, is it?
I think an awful lot in the continent. Players making a meal of it, and this only spells danger for Norwich.
Well, the reason they do it, of course, is to get free kicks in this type of position, when they've got someone who can strike the ball like Mateus in particular. Brian Gunn trying to stay a little more central than David Seaman did in Rotterdam. It comes for Mateus, hoping really to dummy the goalkeeper to think it was going behind the wall and to aim for the other side.
That's exactly what he tried. Look at Mateus, thinking all the time.
That time managed to parry the attempt. Rule Fox again. Such. And two of them diving in to stop him. Valencia. Here's Jorginho. Offside. Bruno Labbadia. Such is in the centre. Norwich nearly stealing a third on the break. The game is spread, and that won't suit Mike Walker's team. Viticek. But there are plenty of canary yellow shirts in the end around the ball, and still Rule Fox forward. Couldn't bend it round Mateus.
Yeah, keep probing, Martin, but don't commit too many people forward, as you see.
It's a super cross. Oh, an astonishing save from Valencia's header. Quite astonishing save by Brian Gunn.
It's a magnificent cross, first of all. Look at the space that's there. And Brian Gunn gambles, and he gets lucky, the big man. Keepers deserve a bit of luck at times. Told you about the ability to cross. This is absolutely perfect. That should be a goal. But Brian Gunn spreads himself brilliantly. Unfortunately for Norwich, the rebound's battered over the bar.
By Kreutzer. Now, happily for Norwich, it's a goal kick. Kreutzer.
Oh, just for a second, I thought he was getting a free header there. To Norwich at times.
That was Chris Sutton, put away by Darryl Such. And the defenders are going to get a chance to draw breath.
Like Mike Walker and John Dean just indicating there. Now, let's not be too ambitious at this corner. Let's just keep one or two back here.
But on the other hand, if you can get us a third goal, all well and good.
Oh, yeah. Is that the script?
That's a great leap again by Nerlinger in the same penalty area, in which in the first half he headed past Brian Gunn. Valencia, Kreutzer, Labbadia, Wouters, Jorginho quick to involve himself, and Mark Bowen dismissing refereeing the game as well as playing it, but finding a referee here and hoping to get a goal for his efforts. We're in the final minute with stoppage time to come. Jorginho. Viticek. Clearance by Fox.
Look at Gunn's reaction. Out he goes. That's mine. Great goalkeeping.
Fox keeping it in the Bayern half. Crook. Well, we knew all about Norwich City as a force in away matches in domestic games, but I have to say that very few expected them to carry on and put their current stamp on a UEFA Cup tie of this magnitude. Oh, and that was a gamble by Kreutzer that very nearly came off. If he connected, that could have flown past Gunn as the goalkeeper started to come off his line.
It shows you the discipline, though, the German sides have, Mark. That's nearly 93 minutes into the match, and that's about the first time tonight that they've decided to launch it like that from back to front.
Take your hats off to Norwich City. A historic win here in an historic setting. They've come to the Olympic Stadium, they've taken on Bayern Munich, and they have beaten them. Goals in the first half from Jeremy Goss with a sweeter volley as you'd want to see, with a piece of amazing opportunism by Mark Bowen. They withstood all that Bayern had to offer, including a goal from Christian Nerlinger just before half-time at a stage which might have taken the wind out of the sails of a lesser side. The only negative you can come up with is it hasn't taken them through. There's still the second leg to come, and they have to get themselves back down to earth and prepare for that, but in a very prominent position indeed. They go to their 1,000 or so travelling fans who have had the journey of a lifetime to savour the experience of a lifetime. Look on the bright side of life. Well, it's been a pretty rotten week or so for the British game. But there's been an announcement here that all is not doom and gloom. And it's come from a club with no European tradition at all. In only their third European game, they beat Vitesse of Arnhem, of course, at Carrow Road and drew the second leg to get them into the second round, to get them a draw that they treasured to be part of the game, let alone to come here and win for themselves and for the country. They've beaten Bayern Munich by 2-1.